Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing okay. So tonight I'm basically going to be focusing on F1 tonight, as the liveries are being launched at the O2 with F1 75 Live. I think that's in the correct order. So I'm basically going to just summarise what the livery looks like. I'll put the picture up behind me and I'll just show you what it looks like and give you my opinion on it. And I will do them in the order that they come out. Stake and Williams releasing their liveries for the 2025 season. And as you can see, the Stake Kick Sauber one, I quite like it, to be fair. I think it was better than last year's livery. I quite like how it goes from black and then into the green. I think it's quite nice, it's quite new. It's not in your face green like the whole thing was last season. I quite like it. I think it's quite nice. And then we have the Williams one. It's a little bit similar to last season with the Duracell battery at the top. But they've kind of gone like, it looks like the traditional blue that they used to use on the old cars when Mansell was driving, for example. And I quite like how it's gone from light to dark within the livery. It's quite a nice little ombre effect, I think. And apparently, according to them, they've already gone out and driven their lovely new 2025 season contender. And it looks really nice. I'm looking forward to see how Williams do this year. Now, the Visa Cash App Racing Bull car, I quite like it. I like the white that they've got going on, and the dark blue with the Visa, and the yellow, obviously, and the Red Bulls, because they're the sister team of Red Bull. And you can't really see on this picture, but they've got little Red Bull symbols in the blue at the back, towards where the rear wing is. I quite like it. It's kind of going back to its AlphaTauri days where you saw them with the white and blue car. I quite like it. I don't know how well Racing Bulls are going to be. It'll be interesting with Yuki Tsunoda and Isaac Hadjar. It will be interesting to see how they both do within the F1 season this year, but it's not a bad livery. It's quite nice. So Haas have released their car livery, and I've got to say, I quite like this. And this is not just me being a little bit biased because I'm a massive Ollie Behrman fan, but I quite like it. It looks like they've gone for like a sort of whitey, light grey colour for the actual car, and obviously they're showing off their carbon fibre because it will weigh less with the paint. The black on the I can't remember what it's called, on the front. Let's just say for now, it's nice. I quite like they've kind of gone old, like back to old school when they first joined, and have kind of kept with like new school as well. And they've gone with black writing on the Haas as well, on the side, on their side pod. I quite like it. It's quite a nice car. So next up is Alpine. Now, I really like Alpine's car. I like how they've gone with the two-tone sort of thing, with the pink at the front, the blue in the middle, and then the pink at the back as well. I like the fact that on the BWT sponsoring, that is all in pink on the blue side pod. Driver lineup, we have Jack Doohan and Pierre Gasly with matching haircuts. Now, I think that would be a really good pairing. They both know each other really well, as Jack Doohan was the reserve driver for Alpine, has been the reserve driver for Alpine for quite a while. He obviously replaced Esteban Ocon, but I think it will be a good driver lineup, and I'm hoping that the car will do well. It'd be quite nice to see the French team do well this season. Then we have Aston Martin. Now, Aston Martin, in my opinion, the car looks the same as last season, sort of. It's a little bit more neon green, especially with the driver number on the front of the car. They will be using like the 18 in neon green, and they've got the white at the top there. I quite like it, but apart from that, same slick looking green Aston Martin, forest green, British Racing green, whichever one it is. But it's nice and slick, like James Bond, because it's Aston Martin, nice and slick, very stealth-like almost, like stealthy. But in my opinion, it looks the same as last year. And it will be interesting with the driver lineup of Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll to see if they can do better than last season, and maybe even better than the season beforehand, where they got Fernando Alonso on the podium a couple of times. So it will be interesting. I mean, it will be quite nice to see another British team up on the podium, as well as McLaren. So, hopefully, maybe this season Aston Martin will do a lot better, especially with Adrian Newey coming on board in the future. It looks quite bright for the British team. Then we have Mercedes. Again, it kind of looks very similar to last season. There's a little bit more black towards the rear end of the car. But there's like the same amount of blue. Grey is kind of the dominant colour here. But they are starting to incorporate that black a little bit more. It is nice, but it's not really my style, in my opinion. Driver lineup of the 18-year-old Kimi Antonelli making his F1 debut this season, and George Russell will be fronting the team, showing Kimi Antonelli the ropes of Mercedes almost. So it'll be interesting to see how Mercedes do this season. Then we have Red Bull with the reigning four-time world champion Max Verstappen, and joining Max Verstappen will be the New Zealand Kiwi of Liam Lawson, who has taken the spot that Sergio Perez had in his contract. They decided to terminate Sergio Perez's contract after, let's say, not a great season last year. So they decided to go over Liam Lawson, as he showed potential within Racing Bulls when he took over from Daniel Ricciardo. But in regards to Red Bull's livery, kind of the same as always. They stick with what they know, Red Bull, and people like it. So you stick with what you know, and the car will be interesting this season and see if they can reclaim the Constructors' title, as McLaren took it off them last season. So the competition is really on for Red Bull this year especially. Then we have Ferrari with 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton heading to the red team of Italy. Now, I like the red colour. The red colour is, I think, the same as last season. I like the red colour. What I'm not really a massive fan of is a massive white stripe down the back of the chassis with HP on it. I know you have to show off your sponsors, but I don't need a massive white stripe showing me HP are now sponsors within Ferrari. But with Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton on board with the team in red, let's hope that we can see Ferrari back to winning multiple races more consistently this season. My fingers are crossed for the team in red. It would be quite nice to see Lewis Hamilton win an 8th world title, especially with Ferrari. It would be quite nice to see Ferrari win another championship as well. Then we head over to the reigning Constructors' title championship holders, McLaren. Now, McLaren haven't really changed much of their car livery. They've kind of kept it the same as last season, as their winning car. The most that's changed is the front end, where it is mainly papaya. It is all papaya and there is no black. I quite like it. It's quite nice. It's the same as last season. I haven't got a problem with cars being the same as last season. You stick to what you know. You like that sort of thing, go for it. I quite like it. They've stuck with the same driver lineup of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. And now let's see if they can challenge Max Verstappen for the Drivers' Championship. See if either of them can do it. Quite nice to see Lando Norris win his first championship. It could be quite nice to see Oscar Piastri win his first championship as well. But it would quite if they could keep hold of that Constructors' Championship, that would be great. But yeah, the car livery, very similar to the same as last season, and I quite like it. So there you have it, folks. We have all the cars here lined up, as you can see on the O2, with the comedian Jack Whitehall, who was hosting this event. Now, the event was interesting, to say the least. I've never seen anything like it before. It was quite nice to see if we could see more of it happening, getting fans involved a little bit more. But, yeah, all the driver lineups are out. All the car liveries are out. Now, each team will have their own car launch showing off their 2025 car. I think with their livery on it as well. So that'll be their contender for this season. Now, the season kicks off in Australia in March, and I believe the English time for lights out is 5 o'clock in the morning over here. So it will be interesting to see who comes out on top in the 2025 season, especially with all these rookies starting up this season. So that will be it for now, but I'll be back with more news later on. See everyone soon.